You guys are going to record, right? Okay. Give me a count at 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
we're already going. All right, cool.
And then,
all right. We're back here with part 2 of the Saturday afternoon streams. We've got a new crew, a new panel. We're going to be rotating some people in and out. But I'm going to actually turn this over to Scott because Scott wants to talk about a book, right? We have the actual author here, so I don't want to say it's just like it's a book.
Yeah, and interestingly, I mean, I know that we mainly talk video games and stuff, but my friend Sheldon here, we've known each other since like the 4th grade.
Sorry, Sheldon. I'm really sorry to hear that.
We're sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. It's been my curse to live with. So.
Well, he's known how stupid I've been for over 30-some years. So
took 30 years.
I'm sorry again. Well, it's actually been like 40 years probably.
Took 40 years.
Yeah, we're dating ourselves. But yeah.
But he is an author, and then last year he had this book come out, which I finally got my reading glasses last week. I've been telling you, but I finally can read again because unless it's that far away, I can't read it. But he has this fantastic book, and I started reading it last year when it came out, and I got that far, but I'm sitting there going, I can't read it. But anyway.
But wait a second, tell the truth. You couldn't read it because there's not enough pictures in it. See, you didn't put enough pictures in it.
Well, he also uses really big words like vertical and, female.
Chapter.
I don't know how to spell those things.
I hate to break this to you. But your reading glasses, not going to fix that.
So it doesn't help with the intelligence.
It came with crayons, so I don't know.
That's a start.
Yeah.
But paint by number?
But since he lives here in the Pittsburgh area, and he was like, yeah, come on down, because we were supposed to meet last year when you were doing a signing actually near our hometown.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and we couldn't do it. So I was like, yeah, come on down. And I was glad to see him, because I haven't seen him since we graduated from high school in, 1904.
Jeez.
And,
1990 to be exact.
Yeah, 1990 to be exact. But anyway, if you could let everyone know, everyone watching know what the Erie Brothers and the Witches of Autumn is about, and if anything else you'd like to elaborate on the book, because if I'm not mistaken, well, we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay. Have any of the youngins on this here heard of the Hardy Boys?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's sort of my version of that, but more fantasy, more horror. It's about twins who discover they're witches, and they have to travel back to Salem, 1692, to stop a bad witch from coming to the present world to destroy their future, friends' future, everything, the whole world basically. Take over Mother Nature. So, and there's a lot of fantasy elements to it, fairies and sprites, and so, yeah. So it's just my version of the Hardy Boys, but hopefully cooler.
Definitely sounds like there would be some overlap appeal with video game people.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. One of them is a big gaming nerd. One of them is a big reader. One of them, one likes comic books and movies. One likes gaming and stuff. So that's there.
Okay.
And that's who I am. So it shows up in the characters.
I think it's more important to talk about how you met this guy. Because I have a feeling you wrote about him in the book, right? The video game nerd
one
is
of the
characters.
I'm the bad witch.
I'm kidding. Folks.
I found an old bottle in the woods and I rubbed it and he came out of it. So
that doesn't surprise me.
It's like the monkey's paw.
Isn't that how we all met him?
Yeah, and he still hasn't gone away. I broke the bottle. I don't know what to do. So.
He's free. You gave him his freedom. That's the problem.
Now he started a YouTube channel.
So I got a question for you. Where can people, if they're interested in this book and they're not at a convention like this and they're not friends with Scott, how can they get your book? I mean, obviously it's in bookstores, but do you have a website?
You can get. Well, I have a SheldonHigdon.com, but you can go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any book site across the country, even some in Australia and the UK and stuff. But I actually took a copy and I laid it somewhere in the convention. So hopefully somebody will find it and they'll have a free book.
Is that a challenge?
So yes, they're not this copy. This one's mine, but there is a copy of this book somewhere here in the convention. If you find it, it's yours, and you signed it too.
Yeah, I signed it and I dated it and stuff. So
so that's.
Well, you signed it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say if Scott signed it, it's worth
it. It would have been written in crayon if that was.
Well, true.
And Mark Bussler didn't sign it.
Well, then,
Since I'm having him sign everything, you sign this shirt, and here's my wedding band. Sign this too, Mark.
You didn't take your underwear out and have him sign that, did you?
Hey, it's a family show. I try to keep it kind of clean.
You know they do tattoos over there. You could just have them tattooed.
Hey!
Yeah, you could have got the signature
My
and then got
first
the tattoo.
His first tattoo, he could
Of
get
the
Mark Bussler's
signature.
signature on his arm and then have it tattooed.
That'd be
Don't
awesome.
give him an idea.
People do that.
He's thinking about it. Look
All
at this guy.
celebrity.
Hey, it'd be cheap. Just a signature.
It would be inexpensive, and then when I watch his videos, it would grow and shrink later.
Don't go swimming.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's awesome. So you're walking around just to meet Scott here in person?
Because I haven't seen him in so long,
You
so I
haven't-
thought, and I live in the South Hills of
Come out?
Pittsburgh, so
Well,
Nice.
the cool thing is because during I helped out with a
Book trailer.
a book trailer with this, and I was very happy to do it. And as I recall during our conversation, I believe you said that you have possibilities of more books in this series coming out.
2, 3, and 4.
Awesome.
Very cool.
And the book trailer is playing at a movie theater in the South Hills of Pittsburgh before every showing for every movie there until end of October.
Wow.
Very cool.
So that
Nice.
means I get to annoy people before they watch the movie they came to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got a question as a writer. How do you begin to write something like this? Do you just start putting words down and then refine it later, or do you do a lot of preparation first?
A lot of it is mental notes, if you will. Like I can't remember the important things, but I can remember the things that matter. You know what I mean?
Sure.
In my head's like a calendar. All the important stuff goes through and leaves behind all the stuff that most people find
Must be
useless.
nice for your brain to work so well.
Yeah, and so I make notes. I'll make a sort of a really loose outline, and then I'll just start going. Once I get going, since I already know what's going on,
You just fill in the blanks as you go.
you just go, and you make sure I hit certain points throughout the book, throughout each chapter and whatnot.
Very
Interesting.
cool.
So are you planning more books?
Yeah, this is book 1. I have 2, 3, and 4, but I'm writing a new one called When Death Had No Name, which is about the Grim Reaper being put into witness protection. And it's a YA book. So this one's more middle grade-ish, if you will, but adults have been loving it. And the next one's going to be like a 17-year-old. And then I'm going to write a straight-out horror adult novel after that, and then go back to book 2 of this.
And what he hasn't said is that's technically Scott's biography.
I'm interested how the Grim Reaper goes into witness protection. How do you not be
Well,
the...
you'll have to read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't give it away.
You can't just change your name to Frank if you're the Grim Reaper.
No, she does have a name she'll
You
go
can't
by,
do
but
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's not going to give that away.
You
I
have to
can
read
I can
the
tell you
book.
that I can tell you that the book is narrated by a dog.
Okay.
So, which is the dog
From
of
the
death.
dog's perspective.
The black. You ever seen the black dog of death that shows up at the end of your bed when you're about to die? Well,
I haven't seen that yet.
haven't been-
well,
haven't been that
you
far
haven't
yet.
seen it yet, or you want to be
Yeah,
here.
no.
But yeah,
I'll keep an eye out for it, though.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
I'm intrigued enough. I want the book now.
Yeah.
well,
Scott, I'm going to teach you
Stick a
something.
straw
Read
in
this
my
one
head.
first, right?
Yeah, read that one first.
Your mother didn't teach you this, but you can't always have what
you want.
when you want
when
it.
you want it.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
it's video
But
games.
sometimes you can get what you need.
Unless it is. Well,
Yeah. Well, if there's a gaming company wants to make a video game on it, I'm all for it. So.
That would be
hey,
cool.
there's plenty of indie developers here.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Absolutely.
You
That
never
would
know,
be-
right?
that would
And
be
it has been
Yeah.
and it has been popular enough. I mean, because I do know the premise of it, even though I haven't read every page yet. But I think it would be great to see this as an animated feature.
Yeah,
as
which
well.
I know somebody who has connections at Netflix, so I'm hoping. And the books even showed up at Times Square on their billboards in Times Square.
Wow.
All right.
It's got legs, if you will.
Yeah.
That'd be cool
Absolutely.
to see.
Awesome.
That's how it ended up in the con somewhere.
Yeah, I let it go and it ran.
It's running around.
So I'm
somewhere.
gonna tell everybody a little secret where you're gonna find the book. Go to Mark Bussler's booth, and that's where you're gonna find it because Scott probably put it there.
I have no idea where this gentleman put the book.
And whether it's still there or not, I don't know. So
Okay.
whoever has it can come find me. Just look
Cool.
for the guy with the steel Pittsburgh
And
Pirates.
sign
hat
it
on, so-
again.
Yeah, I'll
again.
double
You,
sign
know,
it.
you can say, to, Dave.
Yeah,
or whatever.
whoever.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you popping on here.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for letting me on. Even though this isn't gaming, but I appreciate the time.
I think the content
But
makes
it's
it
geek
Yeah.
related.
closer.
though.
It's
It can be,
adjacent.
yeah. I mean, gaming is storytelling.
If it makes him happy, I'm happy because that means he's not going to whine the whole time
Yeah.
Well,
No,
we
I-
don't.
about a book that he hasn't read yet.
Yeah. Well, I might have to quiz him later.
Yeah, because now he's no excuse,
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, here's
He has
what
no excuse.
here's what I'm going to do. Today is what, October 5th, right?
Here we go.
So I had a challenge. I had 4 books that I had to read, and I started them all, and they were sitting on my nightstand, and I just got tired of holding books out like this. So I read one, and it took me 3 days to read it like this, and it was horrible. And I told my wife, I said, if I don't finish this book by the end of the month, I want you to destroy the book. So I finished it within 3 days. All right, so this is live right now. This is signed by my friend here.
And your wife's in the chat room
She's
right
in
now.
the chat room right now. If I do not finish this book by the end of October, I want you to destroy it on camera. So I have a challenge. I have to get this book read by the end of this month. By October 31st, I have to finish reading this book.
And you have to write a report.
And this book is half the length of the
And submit it to Sheldon, and he's going to grade it.
I'm
for
going to
you.
grade it.
Yes.
I'm going to look at your spelling.
But you know, even though Game Closet and Retro Roundtable is not about gaming, we could even have you on and just talk about games and stuff again. But you can quiz me on the book.
I love games, so it's not like I'm out of the woods.
It's not like
with that, so.
it's not like you don't know what games are.
Well, let me ask you one more question before we let you go. I didn't want to disrupt the the rhythm
The
of
flow.
of maybe wrapping up, but it did just occur to me, since you are a gamer as well, what sort of games in particular, like specifically, which games do you think inspired this? If there are any in particular, or maybe a genre.
Well, see, since I'm old school, I mean everything. I'm an '80s latchkey kid who grew up watching VHS tapes, and and so my gaming. I mean, I game with my kids, and they play Genshin Impact and things like that, FNAF, just because I want to understand what the new, what they're doing. But when I go back, I have some of those one-up, the arcades.
Oh, yeah.
So I have Galaga. That was one of my favorites as a kid. I go to the pizza shop and play that. So for this, it's almost like Pitfall.
Really?
You know what I mean? Now, again, you're looking at an 8-bit game or whatever that was, but it's
like a 2-bit game.
Yeah, the adventure. You have to jump over this, you have to swing over this, all that kind of stuff. So it's that, I guess, that adventure in
that sense, that spirit.
That spirit that's invoked in the book.
Got
I guess.
it.
So
Okay, cool. That's not the one I was thinking you would say. I would think you would say something a little more fantasy related, but I understand where you're coming from, though, the spirit of an adventure.
yeah.
I thought he was going to say Resident Evil or something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that seems a little bit
that could be probably
Medieval.
my short story collection that'll come out. So that's probably more Resident Evil.
There you go.
All right. Well, appreciate it. You guys can check out the book. Shelton, how do you say your last name?
Higdon.
Higdon.com.
The Erie Brothers and the Witches of Autumn.
Very cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
I've been shaking hands all day. Why
Hey,
not?
should I go down the line here before I leave? If I'm coming
Whatever.
down.
Okay, go ahead. Next up, we got Marbles Man. He's known on YouTube. He's going to join us here really quick. I think.
High five. Shake.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
It's like we're
gonna
getting
check it
everyone
out.
hyped up over
We're
here.
getting some folks coming in here and popping in, and we're going to be rotating people in and out and joining us.
This picture is beautiful.
It is really nice. So yeah, we'll talk about it. So let's talk about
I keep getting distracted.
Marbles Man.
Marbles Man.
Marbs, man.
Marbs Man.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Tell us, you're a
Hello.
YouTuber.
Yes, I am content creator. I used to be a streamer.
Okay.
I've been making videos for about 3 years, primarily focused on Xbox. So I'm an Xbox guy.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it really is.
It's been
tough.
hard this generation, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it really has, and you know,
And last.
and truthfully, it has been very educational to have to figure out how to get physical media anymore to collect. I mean, most of what I'm getting now is import for the really, really rare stuff, which is not something I want to do. But it adds a lot of cost, a lot of extra work.
So do you do Xbox across the board, or is there like a specific? Do you do Xbox 360, or are you
Right
just
now
focused on one?
I'm really focused on Xbox One and Xbox Series stuff.
Okay.
Mainly because I feel like everything that Phil said. I don't think he's going to deliberately say no more physical. I don't think they're going to say that. I think what they're going to say is digital is what we prefer.
Yeah.
And that is the direction we're going. But the funny part about that is a lot of people on the channel and stuff say to me, well, that's not what I want.
Right.
And it's really weird too because, for instance, when they announced the new Xbox Series consoles without the drive, my first reaction was, well, what about the drive? Well, we have a special edition one that has the drive.
Right.
See, because I think ultimately, Stephen, I think ultimately what we're talking about is an external device of some sort, an optical reader that's going to verify the keys of the old games to allow the backwards compatibility. That is the one thing that has really drawn me to Xbox, has been the backwards compatibility.
Is it really backwards compatibility, though, if it's just a key to download something from their servers? You're not
Well,
actually running the game?
I don't think so.
I don't either, but what I do think is it protects your investment.
Right.
I think if you're like me and you own a lot of OG Xbox and you want to play these old games, you can. And, you don't need the old console to do it. Now, some of it, granted, is emulation, okay? And we could debate that till the cows come home. I mean, some people are pro-emulation, some people are anti-emulation. Me, I come down in the middle. I kind of come down in the middle of that. I do think, though, Game Pass, at least for the Xbox folks, has been an interesting evolution. I talk to a lot of people, especially PC people, that are kind of Xbox people now because they're on Game Pass.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Game Pass is really has been a game changer, and I've always bought physical media, so I guess for me it has been an evolution that I was not really prepared for. I mean, I thought about it a lot, but it's really kind of weird because I come to a show like this, look for Xbox stuff, and there isn't very much Xbox stuff.
No, there isn't.
There really isn't. And people ask me all the time, well, where is it? I says,
It's in
"You gotta
Brandy's
go find
basement."
it." Yes.
I have it all.
Yes,
She has
Brandy
it.
does have a lot
Yep.
of it.
It's all in her
I call her
basement.
the standee queen, though. She has so many of those beautiful standees. I wish I had room for them. I tell you.
I wish I had room for them too.
Hey.
I think Stephanie says that too. She wishes she had room for it.
All right. Now, I will say, though, I was just asked the panel, what do you guys think? I mean, do you think they're going to keep producing? I mean, because it does seem the European market is still buying physical. I mean, that's where all the games are for Xbox.
Well, considering that Phil and in his ultimate wisdom got rid of the entire physical department in one fell swoop, they themselves, they're not going to. Although Nintendo has said that they are not going to do away with physical.
They're not getting rid of it.
No, they're not. Yeah.
They are completely committed. But I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you
And
have
that could change.
It could.
You
It
never
could.
know.
Well, and when it comes to Game Pass, I'm not necessarily a fan. I won't get into all of that here. We talked about that
sure.
on Retro Roundtable
Sure.
before. But there was a game that they had on there once, and of course, it wasn't one of their properties, and it went away. And I'm like, okay, and it's a rarer game.
Yeah.
The Gardens Between.
Oh, okay.
And
I know that one.
So luckily, I got a copy of it for PS5, and yes, I could buy it, but I surmised that what Game Pass ends up being for a lot of people, especially when it's not a Microsoft property, it ends up basically being a glorified demo mode.
I do agree with that.
And I got a lot of flack for that because, I could play the whole game. It's like,
Well,
yeah, but when it goes away...
unless
then
you buy it.
They're basically saying, because when you click on it, when it's on your desktop, it goes, oh, but guess what? You can buy this now. No kidding. So basically, that's just an advertisement for you to purchase the game.
It's really more of a trial than a demo.
Yeah, a trial.
But
You
with
know,
Game
one
Pass, you
thing
never
we
really own it.
should note, though, is that although Microsoft got rid of the physical department, a lot of the properties from Bethesda...
They're still
and
producing, yeah.
Well, through a partnership with Limited Run. Now,
Yeah.
I've got a whole different perspective with Limited
Yep.
Run. I got to tell you guys, okay, for me, I'm unfortunately a fan. And how is it that I'm unfortunately a fan of a company?
I'm more of a fan of Limited Run than I am Strictly Limited.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Strictly
Absolutely.
Limited, I won't even get into that here.
Absolutely.
That's coming up in a video
No,
near
no, no.
you.
Yeah.
There's going to be more competition in that space, I think.
Do you think
they'll
that
straighten up?
the boutique manufacturing, is that going to be the next
I think-
evolution? I really
Yeah,
think
I
that
think
there is a space there.
As people like us end up just inevitably getting pushed further and further into those ecosystems, I mean, and there's going to be more competition that's going to come from that because there's going to be some company that says, hey, I can do this, but I can do it faster.
Look at the EverDrive.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta say too, and that is something. When I look at a collection like Brandy's, okay, and how meticulous all the games that she's been able to accumulate are, I don't think this generation it's going to be that easy anymore because of third-party releases and things like that. And it's interesting on the limited run for Xbox. I don't know if you guys know this. I had a back and forth with one of the limited run guys on Twitch or Twitter. I'm sorry, and he says to me, "Well, Xbox is the lowest amount ordered every time."
I believe that
every time.
I believe it.
And he said, that it's bad that you cry that you want the games. And he goes, there are Xbox fans that do it, that order every one.
But are we in agreement that Microsoft hasn't really done anything to help their cause by not giving any kind of exclusives on the platform? I mean, that's
Totally agree.
That's the
totally
reason.
agree.
It's not because of the hardware.
By shifting focus to Game Pass, they have further exacerbated and accelerated the trend of going digital.
Yes, very much so.
Because it's they're shepherding everyone into that ecosystem on purpose, and eventually, I guess it's already at this point, but I mean, you can play these games on mobile devices.
Right.
There's some TVs, I think, that are coming out that
correct.
have this
Samsung, yes.
I want somebody
when no one has a console, then the physical games are automatically out of the picture.
Correct.
So anyway, go
give
ahead.
me one reason. Somebody give me one reason on the panel here why I should go out and buy an Xbox. I have one. I have the Series X. Give me one reason I should go out and buy it.
I mean, the backwards compatibility, if you want to play like Burnout, Takedown, or whatever on your Xbox Series X, that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's worth buying a whole console for. But I'm not an Xbox guy. I've never.
And that's the funny thing. People say to me all the time.
I struggle to come up with a real argument.
They say to me, "Why in the hell are you an Xbox guy?" I mean, I remember Brandy asked me that question. Why Xbox? And I said, well, I kind of got caught because I was a Sega guy, hardcore.
Oh, so you were.
And then Sega says,
you got
we're going exclusive on OG Xbox.
Yeah.
So
You asked
what
about
did,
the Grim Reaper?
So what did I buy? OG Xbox. And then I fell into Halo, and then all of a sudden it was like a trap door.
Yeah, that's a very logical path. But at this point, the Xbox ecosystem is very different than it was the post-Dreamcast era.
One other thing I just had thought, not to dominate this, but I have a question for you guys. Do you think they have a cohesive strategy right now?
It doesn't seem like it to me. It
Me
seems like
neither.
there's about 3 or 4 different agendas that are constantly competing with each other.
Yes.
And that's something that can happen with these massive corporations. I mean, Microsoft is one of the biggest corporations of all time.
Absolutely.
They're a $1 trillion corporation.
See,
and so I think there are different agendas.
And I get that feeling because when I see Sarah Bond come out and talk instead of Phil,
right.
It seems like the message isn't even close to the same.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
It seems like Sarah should be the one in charge of everything.
Yes.
And Phil needs to go bye-bye.
Well, or step back. I mean, I'm
No, bye-bye.
But you guys
When
got
the
to
guy's
push
drunk,
him out
you
like
kick
Larry.
him out of the door.
You got to look at history though. With
But he wears
Microsoft.
windbreakers.
Like Larry, you want to kick him out the door like
You gotta-
Major Nelson.
You got to look at history
Just ask him.
with
I mean,
Microsoft.
seriously?
You guys are expecting the world from Microsoft with Xbox, but look what they did to Windows. Look what they did to Skype. It's the age-old argument that I've had in the tech scene. Microsoft doesn't know what they want.
Yeah, that's
if
right.
you don't,
That's right.
any successful business person
Right.
will tell you, if you don't have a plan, your business is going to fail. So if a leadership doesn't have a plan, guess what's going to happen?
It's going to fail.
It's going to fail.
It's going to fail.
Well, that's how come
But we want them to succeed.
I think the video game industry is better with Microsoft in it than not.
I think so too.
Because I think that the presence of Microsoft keeps Nintendo and Sony honest. Do you know what I'm saying? They can't really go too much on a tangent.
I can agree with that.
We
Because
so
it
saw
helps
that.
keep
I
the
mean, we
guardrails.
saw the proof of that when the PS4 launched, and it was one of the most consumer-friendly
Yes.
consoles of all time.
Yes.
It was $100 less than the Xbox One. They took
Yeah.
the camera out of it. They did so many things that if the Xbox 360 hadn't just scared the daylights out of them a couple years before, they wouldn't have done it.
No, they would not have.
And then when the
that's-
Xbox One came out, it was a frickin' freaking nightmare.
It was.
And now look at
It was.
PlayStation. Now look at PlayStation. When Microsoft is more or less out of the fight, PlayStation is doing whatever they want. They're charging extra for this. They're charging,
Yeah.
PSN
Yeah.
went up $10 for no reason.
But Sony goes from being a pro-consumer corporation to an anti-consumer corporation in the middle of generations all the time.
That is true.
When the PS3 came out, you could hook up any keyboard you wanted. You could do all kinds.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, okay, they started going the other direction, and it seems like Microsoft does. It's like they both are communication. Okay, you start being jerks, we'll start being nice. Okay, that's a great idea. Now, next generation, we'll be the jerks, and you be nice.
But Scott, you know that toxicity sells.
It
No,
does.
that is true.
It really does.
That is true. That is
Sure
true.
does.
I mean, if you look at the history, the whole rivalry between the
Oh, yeah.
companies, that's what a lot of it drew sales. And, it's funny if you go, I mean, you guys know on the social media, you see it all the time.
Yeah, John, stop.
Yeah.
Stop being so toxic on social, John.
I can't help it.
Well,
Meanwhile, Nintendo's just like, here's another Mario game, and it's great.
yeah. That's
Hey,
true.
Arcade 1-Up's been doing it for months with Pac-Man.
Really?
Just keep bringing out Pac-Man.
I've actually been watching my wife and my daughter play Super Mario Wonder, which I've not even looked at yet until
It's really
the past
good.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
Great
It
game.
is
It's really hard.
gorgeous, and
It's really hard, though,
clever.
isn't it?
All right, get off the panel. He hasn't touched
hard for
Mario
me.
Wonder. Get off the panel.
Wow.
I'm bad at it, though.
Well, I can't look. I couldn't look at any handhelds until recently. So.
I gotta say, I gotta say, Brandy had more to do with me buying a Switch than anything else. I was watching a
Thank
lot
you,
of her
Brandy.
videos.
Way to go, Brandy.
I mean, I gotta say, I did take the plunge and bought a Switch, and but the funny part is that I'm only playing a very small portion of this stuff. You know what I mean?
It's all her fault.
And it's all like Mario.
Straight up Nintendo
things
ambassador
like
over
that.
here.
Yeah.
That's this guy.
Yeah, he's the
But it's interesting to me. I've never played on a Nintendo platform before. It's a completely different kind of ecosystem
Oh,
than
it sure is.
Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's way foreign to me.
The Switch library at this point has a really high value proposition to get into. Like,
Absolutely.
It's a great place to get started on Nintendo. If you're not, like for me, I've
Yep.
never been a big Nintendo guy, but my wife has a Switch, and I tinker around on that thing every once in a while, and I have a good time with it.
Yeah,
It's
And
I
that's
like
coming
it.
from a TurboGrafx guy.
When
I
it comes
love TG, man.
when it comes to modern games, 90% of my time is probably on my PlayStation 5, and the other 10% is probably on Steam. And there's just a little bit there for the Switch. And every time I get on it, though, it's like I have fun. There's so much to play. There's so much
Yep.
on it.
All right, we have to ask some stuff because I know, Marcus, you've been walking around with a big bag here.
It's got
You don't have to give it away.
It's got angry squirrels in it.
But earlier we were on the panel here, we talked about you were going for some DS, and I happen to peep some DS inside that bag there. You got now. Let me just tell you, Santa Claus would be jealous of his bag that he was carrying on. But I'm just saying, you found a
What
lot.
you got?
I found quite a bit.
Found
I found
what
quite
you
a
got?
bit. Yeah.
Really, really,
What
really
you
good
got?
deal.
Are you at the end of the $100 yet?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Budget's gone. It's
Budget's
gone.
gone.
Didn't take long.
He's gone.
It happens fast.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about Brandy? Brandy, you actually got away from your booth a little bit. Did you get to buy more stuff?
So I don't know what happens, but it's like every single time I do a little lap, I notice something new,
Yeah.
and I like missed a whole
Yeah.
section.
You
So
did?
I did buy some more stuff.
What'd you get? You get anything good?
Yeah, some more. I just keep spending that money.
Not
on,
Sandy's.
Super
She's not going to
Nintendo.
tell you because she's going to make you watch her video.
Yeah, she's gonna make us watch
That's
it.
why I'm being vague, even with.
But I do. I need to do another couple.
You need to do another couple laps.
More laps.
Yeah.
Oh man! What about you? I know you're Xbox, and I did see
I
quite a
have-
bit of Xbox. Did you find anything out there?
I did. I got a pretty good stack, but one thing that you guys don't know about me is that I'm really into television.
Oh,
Okay.
And I have a series going on right now called Intellivision Sundays. And I think we're on episode 16. And right now we are going through step by step the modding and the completion of the Intellivision and upgrading it to RGP so that I can do better captures and things from it.
Okay.
But the
Very nice.
interesting part about it, though, is I've found a lot of Intellivision. But I'll tell you guys a quick story. There's a guy named Casey who runs the Intellivision channel. And he's on every Monday night plug for Casey. I love you,
Yeah,
Casey.
Casey's a good guy.
And he, I was over at this booth, and I see this thing, and it's a play cable. And I'm like, holy crap, a play cable for Intellivision? And I'm looking at it, and it's complete. So I'm taking pictures of it, and I'm sending it out to Casey, there's a real play cable here. And then another guy from the channel is also sending him pictures. Casey, there's a play cable here. And we did get it, but I'll tell you what, $950, but it was a hell of a deal.
Wow.
Normally $1,300. The interesting thing about this one
Still
is
a lot of money.
Is that it was never used. I mean, you could look at it, all the cords and the cables and how that was wrapped. It was never used. But I got a bunch of cartridges for my 125 on my Intellivision, so I'm really happy about that.
Nice.
Awesome.
So I'm to 99 now.
We got some hecklers in the audience that are making faces at us over here.
Sorry.
So
You're
let me ask you something. Since you're a big Intellivision guy, high-level thoughts. We don't need to go deep into it. But what are your high-level thoughts on the whole Amico thing? Because I've never really talked to an actual, real Intellivision guy about it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't. Okay, this is my opinion. Okay.
Was it just a bad idea at the start?
I think so.
I thought it was.
I think so. I think Tommy had an idea, and it might have sounded like it was a good idea at the time. And some of the ideas that he had, when I saw the videos and stuff, I was left shaking my head. I'm like,
you haven't really thought this through.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
and then I see the hardware, and I'm like, well, the hardware's not capable of doing anything, really. It's going to be outdated by the time they release it.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think it's done a lot of damage to the Intellivision community and the Intellivision as a whole, and that's unfortunate.
And because of that damage, it became cheap enough for Atari to buy it, I guess, is what ended up happening.
And which is ironic in itself.
Which may have saved it in a way.
Truthfully, it's going to save the IP forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what Wade's doing over at Atari. I've only met him once, talked to him. Some of what I gotta say, some of it's pretty good.
I do, but I don't, because I've made this argument before. Mm-hmm. It's like they're doing more with making hot sauces and T-shirts, and they become a T-shirt company than producing games.
I will say, there has been an abundant focus on the ancillary merchandise.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There has been.
It's like
even
you're
now,
a gaming
now in
company.
television merchandise too.
It's
the day after they announced the Intellivision thing, it was just like, oh, get Intellivision shirts. It's just like, how about give us a game?
Yeah.
Now, I will say, the recharge stuff, I'm mixed on.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed on.
There's been a
Some
couple
of
good ones.
What if they give you a new controller?
I'd love that. I'd love that.
I want the games.
I know somebody who could build them a prototype of a new controller.
I don't know what Atari...
Standing right over there.
We know somebody.
He's standing right over there. He'll build you a prototype of a new Intellivision controller.
I'll take his dog bone controller for my 7000 and 2600 over the piece of garbage they've got any day.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I have one for my TurboGrafx and play my shmups with it.
That's the way to do it.
It's the greatest thing ever. It almost doubled my score. I don't want to.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So for the folks watching, because we want to be able to rotate some folks in and stuff.
Sure.
Tell everybody where they can find you, if they can go subscribe to you and all that.
I would love that. Yes.
And what's your favorite Turbo shmup, real quick? I just need to hear. Pick it. Don't think. Just go. What is it? Say it. It's Airzonk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now go ahead.
I don't. Well, R-Type is good too.
R-Type's good.
They're all great. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But
Well, Intellivision has a very good library of that too. If somebody is looking for something to get involved in, that is an interesting thing to collect for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, talk about your channel. Where can
yes,
where can they find
my
you?
channel's name is my channel's name's Marbsman with 2 N's. You can find me at Marbsman on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch. I don't broadcast very much on Twitch these days, but mostly YouTube. I'm also on Twitter and the socials too. And
awesome,
cool. I'd love to have you guys along for the ride. If you're interested in Xbox or even in television.
Awesome.
Come on down.
Appreciate you
Very
stopping
nice.
by. And
Well, I
jumping
appreciate
on
it. Thank you for the opportunity.
We're gonna rotate. We're gonna get Brian to come back up on here
Brian.
while they're rotating Brian up there.
Which Brian?
Which Brian?
Oh yeah.
Short Brian or Tall Brian?
Well, we got to go Tall Brian because that's
Tall
usually where
All
Tall
right.
Brian says.
Well, I'm gonna
and then
sign off
we'll
then and let Tall Brian
right,
have a
bud.
turn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's just the nature of so many Brians
Well, I
existing.
have to give young Brian a
You're so hard on him.
The best is if anybody's seen this, the picture with Game Dad where he's like, "This is what I see," and it looks, you see little Brian.
He does. He looks so
Like,
little.
Hi, Game Dad.
He looks so little.
So, all right, you've been walking around, Marcus. Now that you actually got to walk around, you and Brandy, what have you been seeing? Go ahead.
One thing I've been noticing in the past couple conventions is not a lot of people have a bunch of DS. So that's like I'm noticing that. Like it's
Okay.
kind of one of those
All right.
things. I'm like, okay,
There it is.
But some of the DS stuff that I've seen has been tucked in little corners and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird instead of just kind of like
Brian
here
was
it is.
tucked in a corner
Not
too.
a lot of big like shelves full of it.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
You'll find
so-
like 5 or 6 at a time.
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been finding like pretty much bottom feeder stuff.
Really.
Yeah, but you need that stuff because it's hard to find, like we
Yeah,
said.
right. That's the rare shovelware.
Yeah, that worked out this weekend though. So
That's
a
good.
good thing.
That's good. Randy, what about you? Because I know you, and I'm not saying to reveal anything that's going to come in your video because obviously you want to do that. But
Spill it.
are you finding games? Or are you more or less looking for those hard to find promotional items, things like that? What's your target? Not what you found, but what's your target?
Well, sometimes I feel like the promo items are a little bit more difficult to find when everyone's
enough.
looking for them now.
Yeah.
So I'd say I was looking for a lot of games this weekend.
Jeez.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Brian's over here like doing all this weird stuff over here. Sorry.
I just saw the guy in the leather pants that threw me off.
I'm glad I didn't see the one in the leather pants because that would have thrown me.
They
What about
are
you?
Just
They
out
are
of,
some
just out of
tight
curiosity,
pants.
where did the leather pants man go?
that way.
Okay. Good to know. Anyway.
Brian, did you find anything interesting as you were walking around?
I haven't really found too much like video game wise. I did pick up a couple Magic the Gathering Commander decks.
Hey,
'cause,
sorry to interrupt you, Brian.
Oh no, you're good. Because my son's kind of gotten into that now. And in addition to Dungeons and Dragons, so got some Commander decks for him, and but I've really been enjoying. And I know I said this on the last episode here today, but man, the free play area.
It is all.
That's
I finally went in there. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Did
I
you
haven't
guys get to
gotten
play
through it all
anything?
yet.
Yeah, did y'all see those TVs by I think Sinky or
Yep.
something?
Yeah.
All the red
I was
ones.
like,
All the
dope.
red
They were
ones,
awesome.
yeah.
And they look nice. They're all
Yeah.
Oh,
uniform.
yeah.
That's
I-
really cool.
They look
want
like they
one of
came from outer space or something.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
They did.
But I mean, they just have so much stuff
Street
there. I mean,
Fighter.
I've just never seen that much free play at a convention anywhere, and it's
Wow.
just
It is
very
impressive. It is super impressive.
Yeah,
If you
it's
haven't been back
really
there
good.
yet, guys, everybody needs to at least check it out one time. Run a lap through there and play some stuff.
Run a lap. I like the way he says that. Just
No.
Just run around
a
it.
lap.
I wouldn't
Yeah, you can do
run,
that.
but you could walk.
I believe Mark Bustler's back there, so if you want to go harass him,
Yeah.
because
He's probably
he's
playing,
back there in the classic.
Have you
game
seen
room.
security walking around here? Security's here because of you.
Yeah, we gave him a
I'm
tip.
shocked they didn't already kick you out.
Bring it on.
They have John
True.
Riggs on
It's
standby.
going to take them all to take Scott down.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of Paul Niemeyer than I am of John Riggs.
Well, Paul will take you too.
I mean, I think Paul messed me up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think we should have like a bet because I think I could win some money here
Uh-oh.
I'm in.
on all of them. I think we should pair it up, see who can fist fight, take bets on the winner,
Wow.
and then everyone pay me. I mean,
Everyone
I was
paid
just
Brandy
going to say, and
regardless.
that's how she's going to be able to buy the rest of her stuff for her next video.
yeah, I need
Yeah,
to
is
buy
this
some
a-
more games here.
Brandy, you said people were buying your perlers, so you should be all right.
I'm actually doing pretty well now. Yeah, it's nice.
Speaking of which, you didn't catch my segment. Never mind. My segue to you was the perlers. The perlers that are at your booth. Tell the people about the perlers. Never mind.
Oh yeah, that went over my head. If you guys see me in conventions and I have perlers, you should buy them.
They're very cool. Still a lot-
I take a lot of time to make them.
A lot
but
of good
they're
Sonic
just-
ones.
They're fun.
And it's at this moment that Scott realized he hasn't talked about the fudge in the last 3 hours.
Do you want me to talk about the fudge?
I think they like
because
when you talk about the fudge.
really want to try these.
I know you want to try the turtles.
These turtles.
They were nice, and they brought them over.
Well,
Don't fudge
I'm
it
going to
up.
go ahead and plug them anyway, because I'll tell you what, I'm sure there's plenty of people who have come into PGX in the last couple of hours.
We're going to make you hungry.
Oh, yeah.
And they're unaware that there's some great vendors here, one way or the other, no matter what they've got, whether it be tabletop gaming, video games, but these guys over here from Spectrum Fudge, we have had, I've tried so far the bark, and I'm going to try the turtles here in a minute.
And we had the fudge.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
You haven't tried it? Yep, that's going on.
But Spectrum Fudge is a confectionery company who makes rich gourmet fudge with premium imported Belgian chocolate. Their fudge is handmade in copper kettles, never aluminum. I said that, not them. Well, if you've got copper kettles, may as well use them, right? Come on.
You're not going to be
they're
using
pretty.
aluminum.
They're just pretty.
Non-stick.
But with maple wood paddles, which creates a smooth, creamy texture with rich flavors. And I can attest to that. We all can. It's great stuff. Their products are made by individuals with diverse abilities, and your support of these products helps create more jobs for those individuals with special needs. It's Spectrum Fudge. Shop online and learn more about them at SpectrumFudge.com. And they're right back here. They're selling their products,
that's
and
Brian.
it's great stuff.
They're
Hey, there's
behind-
Brian in his awesome
behind
coat.
Brian.
Yeah, it is
really good.
fantastic.
You notice the bark is missing from the table, the other
Is
pack
the bark
of
gone?
there's
My
some here.
wife has commandeered it.
Something happened.
She had it over there. She commandeered it.
Now, but here's also the really bad thing about these guys being right over here, because his daughter is selling this Duff's candies for school.
The Daffins, yeah.
No, Daffins. I said Duffs. Well, I've been watching The Simpsons.
He
too
can't
much.
read either.
Well,
he doesn't have
my
his
eyes are
glasses
dry.
on.
No, my eyes are dry.
To be
He
fair,
needs his glasses.
it does kind of look like the
That
Duff
would be too
logo.
far away from my glasses.
Were you giving him something to drink or something? You got drinking games with Josh over sitting here. He probably slipped you.
But
he
we
had
also
too
have
much
these
last
awesome
night.
candies that would also go to her band as well. So are you guys going to Canada? Is that the money's for? You going to Canada?
No, she's not going to Canada.
No,
That
no,
helps
not
with
doing
the
that.
Senior trip. It's $1 a bar.
You buy new uniforms?
$1 a
no,
bar.
No. You're not saying what your guys' band is doing. I think they're just
Daryl's loaded because I gave him money, so I know he can afford to buy the Daffins. So I'm
come
just
buy
saying,
some of these for her. This poor
They're
girl wants to
just
sell some
$1.
of these.
They're $1, right?
they're $1 a piece.
Just $1, one candy bar.
$1 can get a new snare drum for her. Just
You
one
can buy
whole dollar.
games all day long. You can buy chocolate once.
All right.
Well, at least the snare
I
drum.
don't know if that's
head.
entirely
Show me
true.
the new head eventually.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's get back to the arcade. You guys got a chance? Did you play any of the new pinball tables that were over there?
I didn't. I was gonna look at the pinballs a little bit more, but I ended up seeing Iron Meat on display to play
Yes.
from.
I asked for a physical copy, and they don't have any more.
Not yet.
But I want it.
They're trying to do another run sometime in the winter, so keep an eye out for that. That's what they told me.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like a Metal Slug
I'd say
meets Avidox from
I'd
the NES.
that's not wrong, but I would more likely put it as it's a Contra Hardcore
I'd say Contra.
spiritual successor.
Yeah, Contra.
So Metal Slug.
Well, I mean, the way you go prone and stuff, and the visual style reminds me more of Contra Hardcore.
I think it is more of Contra.
Yeah, but it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. I mean, it's not you could say
Those are the
Metal
best
Slug.
games.
You're not that far off. But yeah, it's a lot like Blazing Chrome. Some of you might have played. That I adore. That it's one of my favorite games of all time, probably.
But they're over there, so you can play it.
You
There's
can
a
go
lot
over
of
there and
people
play
playing
it.
it.
Yep,
yeah.
I sat there and played it on a dirty Xbox controller.
What do you think?
The controller was actually clean. I just don't like Xbox.
I have
controllers.
Blazing Chrome, and I have never opened it. I'll have to open that.
Yeah.
I guess you better be glad I'm sitting here now.
But hey, it feels good.
that's
It feels
fighting
good to
words.
play even on my least favorite controller. So that's.
But you enjoyed the game.
I love the game.
You enjoy it.
I adore the game. It does enough different that it's not just another one of these throwback shooters.
Okay.
But it's similar enough that if you are a fan of those games, which I very much am, you're gonna jump into it immediately and be comfortable with it and have a good time. So yeah, that's what I've been playing for the most part back there.
You played it too? Did you get to play it, or did
I
you
didn't
just
play
watch
that.
it?
I did play one of the pinball machines.
Okay.
Which one?
There's, I forgot the name of it. Of course, I was waiting on the Mario one, but
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
Mario
cool.
ones are good.
I
yeah.
played those.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
I
did.
can
Well,
wait.
yeah, you stood right between them.
Yeah, if you
I
want to
played
play,
them too, and I actually I won a ticket. It's
Oh.
I won a
So all right,
ticket.
so Brandy hustles
For
a
playing.
pinball.
Brandy's always hustling behind the scenes, man.
I was trying to take them out to my car, but they wouldn't let me. I wanted both of them.
Well,
They are nice pinball machines.
Yeah,
well, the one on the right costs around $8,000. So if
That's fine.
Yeah, and I know someone who will probably sell
I need
you
to
his.
sell a lot of pearlers first. She said we just sold $25 worth of pearlers, so I'm a little bit off of $8,000.
Entrepreneurs.
I only have 7,000. A lot more. Yeah.
You got a lot more.
I will find a
Just
spot.
talk to Daryl. He knows a guy.
Who needs a
it out.
bed?
You know a guy.
We don't need. You don't need a bed or a sofa or a dining room
Well,
table.
these chocolates
a
are now
fridge.
$7,000 a piece, so we can buy the
pinball.
The pinball.
Yeah,
and
that's
then there'll be
perfect.
plenty of money left over for the high school. They won't mind.
No, they won't mind.
That's perfect.
This is a pretty good cosplay coming up here.
Is this a Helldiver?
Mm.
I think that's what we're looking at here. Oh no, it's not. This
No,
is a Star Wars.
that is a
thing.
Mandalorian.
Look
Okay.
at he's looking at you like I can't believe you
I'm
just called
sorry.
me that.
Oh, man.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
he said it. I didn't say it. He said it.
Well, the best part is if he tries to shoot you, it'll just deflect off, then you can come over
All
and kick
right.
his butt.
First of all, I'm a Star Trek guy. I'm just kidding.
Oh man!
You're not winning any points with this guy.
I didn't see the front. I only saw the back of it with the cape. It looked like a Helldiver. I'm sorry.
Open mouth, insert foot.
Athlete's foot.
Mm-hmm.
Athlete's tongue.
I make no apologies.
And we're voting people off the panel
I am
now.
what I am. I am
Who
what I
is your
am.
choice?
Oh my
I am what I am.
goodness.
Johnny, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
All right, see ya.
No, that was pretty good. But I told the kids, I told the kids this morning. I was like, if you want to play any of the games, play them now because once people start getting here, you're not gonna play it.
Yeah.
So I actually did get a really good pickup.
Yes.
It's sitting here. I've been wanting one of these PlayStation ones with the screen built in, and I got a really good deal on it.
Nice.
To do some streaming, but also to do some projector work at conventions, to where we've got NFL Blitz. You guys can't see the playing, but I thought it would be cool to have two controllers on a big 20-foot inflatable screen at
That'd
a
be
convention
fun.
and have a bunch of YouTubers sitting there going trash talking people playing.
Let's go.
I'm not losing in Blitz. I'm telling you now.
Oh, shots fired already.
don't
Shots
care.
fired. Shots fired.
I don't care who you go get.
Oh,
out
and
there.
there's confidence
I'm
in
not
this.
losing.
Yeah.
He ain't losing. the
NBA
Blitz.
Jam either.
I think my money is
Not
on him.
losing.
I agree. He's a big sports fanatic.
Well, unfortunately, the game you should be playing is not available on here. You should be playing Truxton, but you can't. Sorry.
Trucks, dude.
But it'd be cool.
But I've never actually seen one of the screens in operation before.
It's
It's
really
very
good.
sharp.
They are very nice.
Yeah.
Kyle even said he was looking at it, and it was like there's no pixels in it,
Yeah.
no dead pixels. Excuse me. And
But it's just so smooth.
what grabbed my attention when I saw it was the fact that it's not yellowed. I mean, how many times do you find PlayStations
Yeah.
or even these
Or
with the
ghosty.
screen?
It's not.
It's clear.
looking
That's
good.
why I was running.
Yeah, it's
like I
looking
know
good.
you can't see it, but if you wanted to walk
Also,
around.
interesting about this game and where we happen to be, looks like the
Yep.
Steelers on the cover here.
Cordell Stewart.
Oh, here we go.
I love that.
Here we go.
Who are just hours away from beating the Cowboys.
They are the home team. Where we're at.
It's going to happen.
But you know what? The Cowboys have been on a losing streak, and so it might be just the day to, give you a little shock.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, that's true. It would be very shocking.
Could be worse. It could be the Bengals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah.
I want to play
Browns.
I want to play Metal Gear Solid on this now.
This is the only game I had. Well, he had Resident Evil in there, but he.
This isn't your first PS1, is it?
No, I have a complete in box, the brick.
Okay.
I call it the brick.
Is this your first mini PS1?
Yeah.
Like
this is the one with the screen.
PSONE?
Yeah, with the screen. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you had
So-
one already. I guess not.
No, I didn't have this one.
So-
This
Okay,
one.
cool.
So, price range on
I'm
it?
not sure. I would imagine at least $100
Like
or so.
200 maybe, 250.
For the screen and everything.
Is it like about 200, 250? Yeah, Daryl's saying yeah.
That sounds about fair.
So,
Man, I paid like $20.
all right,
Let
get
it
her off the panel.
Oh man.
Gamer Amber, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
But you got it the way before.
Yeah.
You got it like
People were
after they
hunting
came out, and then they kind of went down like naturally in values. I guess that's when you jumped in.
Price Probably like a couple years ago is when I found one.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then you just got a really good deal then.
You know, did you guys notice something? I love when we sit here and we're like, yeah, we just got this pickup. It's so awesome. And Brandy's like, yeah, I've had it for like years.
My bad.
Have you seen my garage?
I got it for $2 at a yard sale. I'm like, dang it. Must be a Maryland thing. I
Well,
don't know.
Stephanie had to move my Ferrari so we could put a couple more things in the garage, and
Yeah, we parked that outside the garage so we
It's
could
in
put
the
the
back.
games
Yeah.
in.
and she hit the Porsche, and I said, "Oh, honey, again? That's so expensive."
So your favorite thing has
She got
been
the
the
Porsche for
arcade.
just $20. Don't worry.
$20.
Scott, what has been your favorite thing so
It
far?
was used. It was a deal.
My favorite thing at the con.
I think it's been the candy, but that's just my 2 cents.
The candy's good.
Yep, the candy's good.
Well, yeah, the candy is pretty darn good.
The Mark Bustler, though,
Yeah.
perhaps, is
well,
your favorite
I mean,
part.
obviously, you know, coming here to
obvious
see
answer.
someone who does not do cons, and he says he will not travel out of town to do cons anymore. I don't blame him. But you know, I did get to meet Mark Bustler. We all got, or some of us got to see him.
It was an interesting
talking.
conversation. It was him and Riggs.
Yeah, him and Riggs, and that was great. And I didn't get arrested, so that was even better.
That was really good.
But one thing I did,
They're stealing Grogu. That's not allowed. You can't
Wow.
take Grogu. The child must return.
Oh, my daughter has that one.
Oh,
And it's the real one, too. But
Okay.
one thing I will share with everybody,
not canon.
when I was talking with Mark over there, I said, you know, number one, I told him that I did meet Peter Weller. I told you about Peter Weller, right? You know, RoboCop.
no, not once.
I'll have to tell you about that sometime.
He has the picture autograph framed and everything.
Yeah, I have a picture on my phone. I'll show
I
you
hear
later.
about it every freaking day.
But anyway, I told him that I met Peter Weller, and when I did that, when I walked away, I'm like, I met, like, you know, childhood hero. And I said, you know, I gave my phone to my best friend, and I said, here, capture the moment, because all of a sudden it just hit me. And I did tell him,
That was the brick.
yeah, I said, listen, I was like, there is no
The origins-
YouTuber
the origin
whatsoever
story here.
that I will have ever meet that I will not gush over except you. And he was like, well, who am I? I'm like, I get it. You're just some guy, but I'm like, without you, my channel wouldn't exist. And I said, I know the trouble you've gone through, especially with the adpocalypse, and you had to, you know, let a lot of people go from the channel and stuff, because he employed quite a few people as well.
Yep.
I said, but here's the thing, even now, you matter. You matter to a lot of people, including me, and I said, you have a value to people that you just really don't know. And people come up to you and they ask for autographs and they buy stuff from you, whatever. They're happy to get a selfie with you, but you have this value that I don't think that you are aware of. And he was just appreciative of that. And I don't know. He's just a great guy. It was
said-
just
yeah.
nice to meet him.
You know, he was really onto something with that Forever stream.
Yep.
I'm not sure. He wants to repackage it and maybe do something a little
Yep.
different with it. But I'm glad that he's thinking about bringing that back, because I liked, you know, checking YouTube and seeing that there all the time.
And sometimes he would be in the chat and he'd be just kind of goofing with you, and it was fun. But there are
he
people
just
going,
needs
what happened to it? What happened to it?
He needs a couple moderators to maybe
Yep.
clean up the chat a little bit. But
And he
you know,
doesn't
it's
know what
fine.
that is.
Right? Yeah.
That's
Well,
fun.
maybe me and you could just do that.
Yeah.
If you want to just make
Give it to us. And we will.
So meeting Mark was your favorite part of the whole so far?
I think that, but also, you know, all you know, chum in with all you guys up here. That's been fantastic too, of
Aw.
course. And you know, I love
What about
you guys. I see you all the time.
You told me last night I was special.
We're all special in our own
You
way.
are special right here. And then
Yes.
now, of course, I know Sheldon is Scott because that's, you know, we grew up. I believe that's your middle name, if I'm not mistaken. So it was like we had 3 Scotts in our class, and then there was a 4th one, and we all wanted to kick his ass. Yeah. So,
Battle of the
but finally
Scots.
seeing him after 34 years, that's been fantastic as
And
well.
now that he's met you after 34 years, he's sitting there going, why did
Why-
I let more time
why did I
pass?
befriend
should have let
him?"
it go.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
But
How
also
did I think?
having not just this Brian and that Brian, but having, you know,
I wasn't even born yet.
PGX's Brian here, just talking to us. That was great. It was fun. And I love his coat.
Johnny, what about you? What's been your favorite? 'Cause I know
Oh,
you've been
man.
getting some pickups and stuff.
You know,
but-
it's kind of Brian. Me and you were standing there looking at that Crash Team Racing with the white spine. It was a PS1 game with a white label, not the green, not the
Oh, the
black,
collectors.
but a white. Right, Brandy knows this, of course. But I didn't know this.
Sorry.
So I didn't know this. I was like, me and Brian were just talking out loud, like, what the heck's this about? It's white. Is that a defect? What is this? And some guy who just happened to know this was actually part of a collector's edition that had Crash 1, Crash 2, Crash 3, and CTR, and they all had that white label, and that's how they're different.
Right.
And I just never knew that. I never would have known that unless maybe Brandy told me.
What?
You
didn't
should
know that?
ask
She
me.
probably has every variant there is. So.
I kind of do.
So, but just little,
How did you not know this?
so just little conversations like that just pop up, and you learn something. And sometimes I'm the guy who tells something to someone else, you know.
Yeah.
And I love those little interactions. And I don't know. That's the difference between, you know, going into some GameStop and buying the game that you came in for, and then saying no to 5 different pre-orders and then leaving. There's a different. This is the difference between that and going to a convention.
Yeah.
These people are on our level, more or less. We're all on the. You know, we're all nerding out, and we're all enjoying the atmosphere, and we're all kind of just sharing our little tidbits of knowledge. And you know, everybody's becoming more of. We leave bigger nerds than we came in. And, you know,
Speak for yourself.
Okay, fair enough.
You've already been the biggest nerd.
Says the
Some
lady
people-
with the
Randy's
biggest
like, "Wait a
collection in
second.
the room."
I've already been the biggest nerd. Leave me out of this.
So anyway, but that's all I would say.
Marcus, what about you, man? So I know it's only Saturday. I know we got a whole nother day, but
We do? Oh my gosh!
So far,
I already packed
honestly,
everything at the hotel.
Just hanging out with you guys, honestly.
Cool.
And just being amongst the community, you know.
Well, dinner when we all went out last night, that was
That was
great.
that was
time.
fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
That was
last
definitely
night.
a good time.
No one ate the bread.
Yeah, we left that bread just sitting there.
I don't know how you
That
go
was
to
like the
Outback.
most disappointing
home.
thing
I
in
should've
Outback.
We had
We're
a bloomin'
all-
onion.
We're on
Yeah.
these like keto
I
diets,
can't
but
eat
no
the
one
bread
touched
and
the
the bloomin'
bread.
onion. Bloomin' onion or bread. You can't do both.
Disappointed.
We're like, I ain't taking the bread. It'll probably been
I
hard
almost
today.
broke the diet just to eat the whole loaf.
All right, Brandy. What about you so far? What's been
smelled good.
What's been the
Not eating the bread. That was her favorite part.
I was so disappointed.
That pumpernickel just sat there.
How dare you not eat me?
No, I mean, I think just seeing everyone, like, you know, we're all from the same,
This is a rare sighting.
you know,
This happened twice.
all 3 of us right
Three
here.
Maryland content creators.
Maryland.
Never
you know,
happened.
representing.
Really?
Never happens. Ever.
Wow.
So I think it's just fun, you know, bring a little bit of Maryland. You know, we get to see everyone and just
Go
catch
Ravens,
up.
everybody. Go Ravens.
Exactly.
We know where we are.
Where are the
Look at the
Ravens
guy. He
going?
turned
We know.
around. Look at that guy. He sees it.
Ravens.
You know what's up.
Pittsburgh sucks. No, I'm kidding.
That was probably the wrong.
Forgot to eat the light.
She said it.
Fight words. I don't know.
That is Gamer Aimer. She's right back there, everybody from Pittsburgh. She's right over at that booth.
Unsubscribe from the channel.
So-
Unsubscribe.
So-
You get everyone's attention. You just did a great job.
So
at
if
it.
anybody was curious on how you get canceled with YouTube, that's how you do it. Okay, I just want to put that out there.
and that was a test, everyone.
There
I
is
just
a
want to see how many
Ghostbuster.
subscribers I
There is a
lose.
Ghostbuster right
We
there.
have a
We can have the
Ghostbuster
demon
sighting.
removed from her. We can.
I'm going to screenshot and see if I lost anyone later.
We still love you. Go Steelers.
Everyone enjoy Gamer Aimer's final appearance at the PGX.
And we're out.
Josh is like, I used to know you.
Put a bad name on Maryland here.
I don't see Stephanie anymore. Where's she at? She's gone.
I think she was kidnapped.
Mark-
under the table.
Marcus is like, what's the quickest way I can get away from her?
I'm kind of stuck.
You're in the blast radius.
Yeah.
It's been.
Well, I don't know. You had to ask some of these Steelers fans how they would come, how they would feel coming into Maryland. They might be like, yeah, we hate it here. Too.
I'm weird because I kind of
Yeah.
like Baltimore and Maryland too. So I'm chill either way.
Yeah,
But
you're weird because you live in Ohio and you like a
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm in Ohio and I'm really not a big like Browns or Bengals guy. So I'm just I'm just weird.
Well, I do have a really interesting joke that I heard once.
My stepdad loves the Bengals though, so I try to enjoy it with him as much as I can.
How many Steelers fans does it take to screw in a light bulb?
We'll never know.
No, it's just one. They just do it like this. They turn on the light. They walk away. That's it. Come on, it's screwing in a light bulb.
okay,
Come
okay,
on.
all right.
They know how to do it.
All right.
Wow. That was one of your worst jokes.
Here we
That,
go.
that was
Pretty
not
much,
mine.
yeah.
That was Mark Bustler's joke. He told it to me over at his table.
Oh wow. His delivery maybe made it.
Yeah.
It's all about delivery sometimes. I love this idea.
Is somebody
Yeah.
trying to?
And me and Marcus are on a team.
I think
Is he
he's-
trying to
yeah.
challenge me?
I think he is.
I think he's gonna
I think he said
win.
he is. Listen, that next year, because they have to put it in the planning. So next year we're going to have to talk to him because
Okay. We'll spend the year hyping it up.
Well, you got the screen right there.
It's a 20. No. I have a big 20-foot inflatable that everybody
gotta
can
make a
see
thing out of
look
it.
people with.
Yeah.
We got to make it a production.
I'll
20
watch
foot
it
so they can
live.
see you clear over there.
Well, I may not be here next year because, of course, Mark's going to get that restraining order, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I won't be here either. I'm pretty sure I'm banned now. So I'll watch live
You've been canceled.
Just watch on the stream.
on a different channel since mine will be
We're all
gone.
content creators, though, so we need to spend a year hyping it up and making it a thing out of it.
You got to do 20 videos.
Yeah, pretty sure they got the arcade back there, don't they?
Yeah.
Do they?
What's that? I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. He's like, I'm ready to go right now. Let's go back there on.
He's like, I'm confident.
All right. Oh, after this, I think Marcus.
Challenge accepted.
You guys all heard it. Marcus said
the tension in the room right now.
Man.
They have the arcade back there, don't they? Or is it on console?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I got an arcade one up with Blitz.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Fair enough.
I thought we were
wouldn't say
going
that
to
too
go
loud.
live.
It's a different feel.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to do it live next year, so let's
It's
give
not.
him a year
It's not a
to
shmup
practice.
we're talking about.
Let's
Yeah.
give him a year to practice. We'll give him a year to practice, so he's ready to go.
All right.
A year to practice.
We'll do it next year. We'll do
A whole year.
Start the build up.
Yep.
It's like WrestleMania.
Today is the first. Today's the beginning of the build-up cycle.
Yep. Is he going to be a heel or a face?
We'll find out.
I don't know.
And then the year after that will be the rematch. You see, and we'll just keep this going.
Yeah. Just pass the trophy back and forth.
Yeah, it's going to take him a couple years, so it'll be like the Cody Rhodes story. He didn't win the first one.
Yeah, we'll do like a 2 out of 3, 4 out of 5.
It'll go a few years. It'll go a few years.
We'll just keep going until somebody retires.
All right, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to end this session. It is 4:30.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
He has to go to the bathroom. I can tell.
I need eye drops badly.
Oh, okay.
I have to go to the bathroom.
So go ahead.
Why are we raising our hands to go to the bathroom?
Like, hello.
Can I go to the bathroom, Steven?
No.
Can I go to the bathroom?
You need a pass.
You know, I'm sorry, Stephen. Johnny Carson or David Leber, they never had to put up with jerks like us. I'm sorry. I apologize.
See
for
what
myself.
I have to deal with?
Yeah.
Let's start down there, Brandy. Go ahead. Tell everybody where they can follow you besides your booth up there.
Go Pittsburgh.
Oh,
She just got her.
wow. Nice save down there.
The damage control has begun.
Absolutely.
All right.
Damage
It's
control.
good. Good sense
That
of
was
PR.
good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's all I got for you. No, you can find me anywhere. Not here anymore after tomorrow, but
Yeah, Brian's going to get that restraining order for next year.
no, but pretty much anywhere. Gamer Aimer. I'm on like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, well, X.
What about MySpace?
No, I was at one point.
Okay.
It's all gone now.
I didn't
Weren't
think
we
that was
all?
a thing. Yeah.
We used to have like the little top friends or whatever. It was a
yeah.
popularity contest, and you play like
my
music.
God,
It was a fun little time that we lived in.
That's how I learned to do HTML. Is because of my.
I had a top friend. His name was Tom.
Oh yeah, he was my number one.
He was your friend. He was your friend too. I thought it was just my
I
friend.
removed him though.
He had the
Tom
most
has
friends.
Yeah, absolutely. He had the most friends.
Yeah.
He did.
So Gamer Aimer, she's also here. You guys, if you didn't get a chance to talk to her, if you want to yell at her for saying that she didn't like the Steelers, she's right down there, right next to
Go
John Riggs.
Pittsburgh.
Go give her some guff.
Look at this guy walking up. Wow.
Speaking of arcade
Look
one
at this guy.
This guy just keeps buying everything.
Beautiful.
That's the
His wife
collection,
says
the anniversary
no.
one, I think.
That's OG Pac-Man.
I have the full size.
That Pac-Man must have been in water because it shrank.
Marcus, tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys can find me on all social platforms at Video Game Voter. Subscribe to the channel.
Yay. I'm Johnny Graphics. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok. I primarily just review games that I grew up with, that I already know a lot about, so the scripts write themselves a little bit easier. Yeah, feel free to follow me on either or both of those. I have a lot of fun there.
Hang on real quick. This is going to sound really weird.
Okay, good.
I fell asleep to you last night.
I like this. I like this.
In a good
Keep
way.
going.
I
So
was
that
checking
means
his
he's-
channel out. He's got a great channel.
That means he's really, really entertaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
So entertaining.
All right, Doctor.
You can sleep to it.
So, of course, I'm Dr. Scott, and my channel is Game Closet. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook. And I do have cards here, so you get a card, and 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 you get a card. And come see me because I'm not a real doctor, but I do have the prescription to make you laugh and watch video games without crying about them.
That was a better delivery than
Or
the last
falling
one.
asleep.
Well, it was the first thing in the morning either.
Way more showmanship this time. I like it.
More energy.
More energy. Yep.
That's it.
More flair.
Mr. Brian,
Where can we find you, Brian?
Yeah.
sitting next to Scott.
So you can, no, you can find more of what I do on my website, www.bdretromods.com. There's links there to my store and to the various social media channels that I'm on.
Awesome.
And you get a card.
No,
He didn't bring
I
any.
have no cards to throw.
What if we just started throwing out controllers?
And you get a controller. Oh, lawsuit.
And make sure that you guys check out the other content creators that we're on. We also have, I don't know, Josh's channel. Josh is sitting here in the audience.
Absolutely.
We got
It's
drinking games with
josheschannel.com.
Josh.
Hey, come stand in front of the table. He got to get a
Yeah,
shot.
you
on.
got to
Yeah.
come
Marilyn,
on.
come on up.
Get in the middle.
Just
Come
kind
on
of
up.
this camera's the one it's on. Whatever one has the red light,
take-
there
take
it
over
is.
the whole
Drinks
show.
and games with Josh.
So he's been here. So you're all like wondering. We have like a
What
live
about this guy
audience
too?
here.
You want to bring him up?
Yeah, we got him. He was up. He was
Yeah,
up a little bit before. Where's Brian? You're short enough to get in here.
Get over here, buddy.
Just
the short
limbo
bit.
under the camera, Brian. You can do it.
Look at. This is what we see when we see Brian.
There he is, Brian, the small man.
Yeah, but because I'm so tall, it looks like an aerial view. So
So, anyways, guys, we really appreciate it. You guys can. Oh, what do we
Gifts.
got here?
Got
this-
gifts.
Oh, it's
it's
a
a
Nintendo
gift.
sleeve.
oh, look at that.
That's awesome. You guys can check that out. Drinking games with Josh.
And you get a Nintendo sleeve, and you get.
No, he gave it to me. He didn't give it to you. Listen, guys, you want to check it out. We'll be back. We
Keep
gotta
it-
wait till.
Keep it buzzing.
Well, we gotta wait till.
We have to wait till God finishes talking. up
Okay,
here.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you, God.
I said you're finished, God.
Alex, all right, enough already.
Gosh.
Thank
Okay.
you, God.
We should.
told the big man
we
what to
may
do.
be back later with another panel. Maybe let's see, 5, 6, maybe like a 6:30 one before we finally end for the day.
That'd be good.
So we'll tune back then if you guys are in the area and you want to come back and listen to us rant and rave and banter. Maybe we'll get Josh on with us later if he's around, unless he's heading out.